boom, set up that they're these really close friends, sisters, and then we see
her giving her the fans.
Like, that's real sisterhood.
Like love, bonding, trust, real friendship. Like, I legit, like, I was like, oh, wow, like, this is beautiful. And, like, even the way
Like
she explained
this.
it, she was like, you know, like, I know I've been here, like, how Shao Kahn came into your family, how I came into your life. You could have easily, like, treated me like crap, but you've never done that. And it's just like, why would she do that? She's a good person.
But she was like, but you could have, but you my sister. Like, you know what? I know that, like, supposedly princesses are supposed to just sit around fanning themselves all day, but, like, you're not the fanning type. And she gave them blades. Come
like,
on.
yeah. I was like, this is really, that was a really nice moment for them. Love that.
People in my theater audibly yelled. Like, when she got them, like, yes, they were like, woo! Like, I was like, oh my goodness. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of another relaunch. I am Graviton.
Oh, okay. I am Jace Hunter, aka the Space Spectre.
Oh, I know that's right. Yes, is that Space Ghost?
It is. Well, it's the little boy who would hang around Space Ghost. You know, the two kids, Jace and Jan, and then the monkey, the like orphan around. Well, the monkey wasn't orphan, but yeah, Jace is. Well, I'm gonna talk about it later.
Okay, period. I got Space Ghost. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, it's another week. I went to Pilates. That was cool. You know, that's always a great time. How are you?
Good, got the body moving. I'm doing good. I need to go to Pilates. I feel like I found this class out here that was doing Pilates. But it was giving very much LA prices, and I was like, whoa. Like, whoa.
Class this week. So, you know, I go to the early ones. I be in there at 5 a.m. And it don't really be a lot of people in there at 5 a.m., which is why I love it. But then I got there this week, and the girl was like, oh, you're the only person who signed up for class today. It's going to be like a private session. I was like, oh, no. I said, no. I said, we need some more people in here because I need you to go focus on them. And while you're doing that, that means I can stop moving for like a few seconds. Because like, when she was walking away, she got her back turned. I'm like, oh, yes, thank God. Like I can let this go. Like, no.
How you cheating on the Pilates class?
And like this girl whose class I really like, she be like pushing you. She be like clapping in your ear. She be like, come on. I be like, girl, you need to back up. I be like, calm down. But she be like, no. But luckily, 2 more people actually did show up. So it was all 3 of us in the class. But it didn't really matter because she was still like standing next to me. I think she like knows that I'd be like...
Her body gets to trembling.
She like, lift up. I'd be like, oh, okay. Ooh, yeah. It's crazy.
But, you know, shout out to you, though, for going. I'm going to find something out here to get into. I've been meaning to take some swim classes. Okay, so I can...
I'm going to say, can you...
swim. I can't float. Hear me out. Hear me. If I stop, it's a wrap for me. Like, it's a wrap. Like, I can swim and do the strokes and all that kind of stuff. I can even kick myself off of the like waterboard in the water. Like, I can kick myself off and keep going.
Okay.
But like, if I stop,
You can't no, you just going to sink.
Can't tread water. I'm just going to sink to the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you should fix that. You're near a lot of water, so we want you to...
Yeah. And I want to be like, you know, out on the beach and stuff. And like, I also really want to jump off a boat.
Okay.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to do that if I can't swim. So,
I mean, well, there people like that, I'm sure, or something. You know, the
right. Right.
Maybe.
Right. Well, technically, I guess I have done that with with a vest on.
Oh, you want to be daring, do it without.
Yeah. Just so y'all know. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into these updates of the week. All right, so first up, this is more of a topic of discussion. which is but still kind of an update. So for the people out there who don't always purchase their comic books, there's a website called Read Comics Online where a lot of comic books are posted. It is what it is. Y'all know what it is. Now, Read Comics Online got taken down. Now, this has been a site that has been used, like I've seen it been used for a really long time. I've seen writers themselves talk about how they use it. The reason that I'm bringing this up is because I'm not sure if the site is back up. However, there was this big debate about pirating comics. Now, personally, I feel like comics need to be valued, so people do have to pay for them because, like, otherwise they won't keep getting made. But at the same time, I totally understand, like, accessibility is a problem. My personal issue for this, y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with you, is when when books are being pirated and those people who are pirating them are like end up being very nasty to writers and to artists and the people who have made them, or to fans of the books or whatever. And it's like, you didn't even pay for this. Why are you being so?
Why are you complaining about your free meal?
Right. Why are you complaining about this? That's what really bothers me. Hello? So, I don't know. Where do you feel about this whole, like, piracy issue?
So I'm not going to act like that I wasn't at one point, like, 13 years old on some Read Comics Online site or pirating site, like, reading my comics, or, like, reading older comics. I think those sites...
A lot of old stuff.
Archival. There are things on there that haven't even updated on, like, Marvel Unlimited or the DC Online stuff, apps for comics. So I think, like, if it gives people the accessibility to go back to read that stuff, is cool. Of course, I'm always going to say support your comics, buy your books. I buy a lot of my stuff. I get, like, my digital comics. I get trades of some things that I really like. But like you said, accessibility, comic book stores are not everywhere. They're not in every country. Everybody can't get them. The piracy sites are going to be what they are. I do agree. I don't think people who are like, I'm not going to say you can't have an opinion, but like you said, you don't got to be so nasty. You don't have to be online attacking a creator, telling them they're a hack, trying to get them fired, writing to their boss, trying to do all this stuff because you don't like the way they're writing a book. I get it. We all love our favorite characters. It's cool. Like, you might not like a story or something like that, but it's like, baby, like, be calm. You're not even paying for the book.
Relax.
Like, hate it in peace. Like, just be quiet.
Yeah.
But I do think there was Ram V, the writer. He did like a really long thread just like talking about piracy and the double-edged sword it can be, and like people reading versus people buying, and like the need for it, and like how it works for some people and things like that, which I thought was really cool and insightful. I do always love when the creators kind of chime in to give their thoughts on the issues. It's not like super black and white. I get it, but support the creators when you can. I think they'll always appreciate that.
Absolutely. And, my final rant on this thing will always be I wish that there was more push and support for digital comics. I recognize that people have their preferences of how they like to read them, but we are now in 2026, and I really need these publishers and these studios to realize that we are now in 2026. There isn't a comic book store on every corner. Spinner racks don't exist anymore. There is a comic book store literally in every person's pocket right now. If you're trying to sell these comics, there's a store in their pocket right now. How do you think that they are reading these pirated comics digitally? So if you just made them accessible to them digitally, I think that'd be a lot better. But what do I know?
We all have to do.
You would think so, but here we are. All right, next up, the show Vision Quest was given a premiere date. It will be premiering on October 14th on Disney+. Now, I know that you are a fan of Vision, the comic book character.
Yes.
Are you excited for the show? Supposedly going to be dealing with AI. A lot of the other AIs are going to be brought to life. Speed is involved.
I am curious. Let's go with that. Do I like Paul Bettany as a Vision? I think he's fine, I guess. I don't really think they've given like Vision too much to do in the MCU. So like, we'll see what that is. I always am down to see like Vision with his kids. I don't think he gets enough time with them in the comics, especially like Speed and Wiccan. So I think Speed being in it will be cool, and then we'll follow up from the stuff that was going on in the Witch show. So that might be nice. Hopefully the synergy kicks in. Maybe a Vision miniseries will come out.
You know it is. You already know it is.
I mean, it'll come out.
It's going to be called Vision Quest.
It's like, but yeah, we'll be looking forward to that depending on who writes it. So we'll see. Like I said, I feel like they haven't given Vision much to do. So now's the time.
I'm interested to see how it supposedly is going to be like the final like act of this entire trilogy, from Wanda's show to Agatha and now to Vision Quest. I wondered if this was going to end it here, or are we going to see like all these characters kind of this jumping on point together?
His 90s miniseries now, because he had two. There was one there was one that was dealing with the White Vision, and it had Crystal and Deathcry in it. I really, really like that one. It's good. Hot.
Is that the one where his name was Victor Shade?
Victor Shade, yes. That's him. He was a detective.
I remember.
And Jocasta was there as well. Like all three of them were like kind of fighting over Vision. It was actually like funny because he really only wanted Crystal, but like she only saw him as a friend girl. Yeah, but then Deathcry wanted Vision bad, and Jocasta also wanted him, and they were like all just kind of like fighting about it. Good stuff.
Jocasta,
yeah,
ain't that like his stepmama?
I mean, I don't think she was at the time.
But ain't that like his dad's wife?
Jocasta? I mean, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not like a Jocasta.
Ultron.
I know she's a lady
created,
robot. That's
Ultron created Jocasta. Ultron created Jocasta based off of Wasp. He used like her brainwaves and created Jocasta to be his wife, to be Ultron's wife. And if Ultron created Vision,
well, Ultron was kind of dead at the time, although he did come back a little bit, but that was fine. She was with Vision. Sorry.
Sometimes some messed up family stuff over there. This is why I don't want Simon involved with it.
I was going to say his brother Simon dated his ex-wife already.
That's what I'm saying. We don't want. We got to get it out.
The family is messy in general.
It's a mess.
This is what they do. This is why the people come for them. This is why we stick.
Vision giving Trailer Park. Like I don't want to get involved.
I mean, he came from Vision. I mean, Simon.
Whoa. So which one is it? Did he come from Simon, or did he get his own brainwaves? Which one is it now?
Well, I mean, he came from Simon, and then he got his own. They development.
Oh, right. So
the hardware. This
is himself.
It upgraded. But when back then, he thought he was Simon.
I don't think he got this from Simon. Anyway, all right. Next up, we have some nominations that we want to get through, and that is because the Eisner Awards are coming.
Yeah.
So, as everyone knows who's listening out there, the Eisners are basically like a big honor amongst in the comic book industry. They have a bunch of different nominations as far as comic books go, how they're produced. They are named after Will Eisner. And here are some of the nominations that I wanted to share so far. So for Best One Shot and Single Issue, there was Absolute Batman Annual #1 by Darren Warren Johnson. I'm not going to go through everyone's names here. I'm probably just going to say the titles. There's Absolute Martian Manhunter #1, Assorted Crisis Events #4, Coin Op #10, Ice Cream Man #43, and Something is Killing the Children. A Monster Hunter Walks into a Bar #1. I have to say, Something is Killing the Children seems to be nominated for something like every year.
Every year. They be eating. I've only read a couple of those issues, but like people go up for that book. They like really, really love it.
Yeah. The one of their issues was actually given away this past Free Comic Book Day. So if anybody read that, definitely let us know. I did see that was something that you could pick as a free comic to get. So the nominees for Best Continuing Series were Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, The Department of Truth, FML, The Power Fantasy, and Storm. Now,
Period.
I'm not sure exactly what the rules were as far as like continuing series go, but I'm assuming it's just like ongoing, right? Like if you were listed, probably if you were listed as an ongoing, regardless of when you ended,
Yes.
that you didn't come out as like a limited series. But shout out to Storm.
Yes.
I think that's awesome.
And Absolute Wonder Woman, Kelly Thompson, like that lady, she kills it. Like just consistently great. Like so many books,
Shout out to Kelly.
always.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty stacked, a really stacked category, actually.
Yeah, I feel like
Best Limited.
lists this year were like stacked, but I'm sure we'll talk about some of the other ones too.
Yeah. Best Limited Series was Absolute Martian Manhunter, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Bronze Faces, Crownsville, Everything Dead and Dying, and Out of Alcatraz. Not too many Marvel books, I noticed, which was shocking considering all they do is put out limited series. So,
Well, I wasn't shocked.
am I? that might want to tell you something. There were some more that I wanted to share in here.
Are you
the best web?
web?
I am, and I was actually going to get to it here with this best writer, and that is the nominees for best writer were Dennis Camp, Scott Snyder, Mariko Tamiki, Kelly Thompson,
Yep.
James Tinian, or is it Tynian?
I've been saying 10
I think it's Tinian. Apologies, and Stephanie Williams. Now, I personally am really rooting for Stephanie Williams here, primarily because this was the first time a Black writer has been nominated for a writing Eisner since 1995.
Insanity.
That is insane.
It was just like, and it's crazy because it's like there haven't been a lot, but there have been enough.
Hello.
Who have done quality
hello.
great work, put out books that have really moved people, and just like shout out to Stephanie for breaking through and like continuing to do great
Absolutely.
work. And hopefully she really does get like a full Wonder Woman run, because I noticed they keep giving her like 2 issues here and there, and I feel like it's testing the waters. Like Nubia and stuff was great. Like, go ahead, let's get a girl what she needs. Like, and Vixen,
Give it that Vixen solo.
like that's what we actually really want, and like let it be great, let it be good, and it'll be a huge #1, just like Absolute Wonder Woman was, just like Zatanna was. You don't think people want Vixen? Trust me, that comes out, it's gonna do numbers.
Hello. From me alone.
You might be the next Eisner that's getting up there for best continuing series, like Storm.
Hello. Thank you. Okay, we also had some best artists that I wanted to share.
I saw Jamal Campbell was on that list. Deserved.
He was. Yes, he was nominated for Best Writer Artist. And those were people who did both. And the nominees were Juni Ba for The Boy Wonder, Jamal Campbell for Zatanna, Jesse Longern for Drum, Shang Shang for Yan, Lene Sturt for A Garden of Spheres, and Kazumi Yashiti for Land. And again, I think it's really, really, really talented for anyone to like draw and write the book. I think that's very impressive. So shout out to all the nominees there. And definitely Jamal Campbell. I've always been a fan of his. So
love it.
I think that's awesome.
It was a good, the list, like, the nominees were good this year. The people were reading, the talent was there, it's making a comeback. We love to see it.
Yeah, we'll definitely be checking out the winners this year. They're not going to be posted, and the event is at Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con, which I'll definitely be there. I never go to the Eisners because I think you actually have to have like a ticket to go. I don't think you can just go. I don't think you can just walk in. Although I thought about it. It's like I can just walk in. But when they happen, we'll definitely let everybody know, who the winners were.
Yeah.
But that is all of the updates this week. Let's go ahead and take a break, and then we'll be right back.
Cool. All right, everybody. Welcome back to another week of wonderful comics. Now, this actually was really a good week of like wonderful comics, not necessarily for the things that came out this week, but like just for some comics I was reading in general. So let's go ahead and get into it. Emperor Aquaman number 27 from Jeremy Adams and John Timms came out. I am actually kind of upset with myself. You know, I often talk about people and how they like hate read books, and it's like when you hate something, you need to stop reading it. And here I am on issue 17 of this book, still not liking it, but it's not my fault. They keep promising things that are not happening. You know, they keep saying like, oh, this is what's coming. This is what's happening. This issue was like been marketed as the return of Black Manta. Black Manta is coming back. Like all of this stuff is like, we're going to see Black Manta and Arthur. Black Manta was in the book for 2 pages. And then the rest of the issue was about Jarro, the Starro that was back in Scott Snyder's Justice League run. Yeah, him and Arthur like went on a mission to space to go see oh, I was so irritated. And that is all this book has been doing, this bait and switch. And like, they're talking about all this stuff, like they're building this lighthouse that will connect Atlantis to this new city above, and like how apparently the United Nations is mad, how the Justice League is mad, how Calder and Arian are building this magical hydrokinetic defense system for the lighthouse, how Garth has been out there with the people, how like Mara is dealing with all this stuff and the baby, and like Arthur's just gone. Let me tell you something, Arthur has never been like an absent king. Like, he might get bored on the job, he might like not like being there, but he's going to be there, and like he's going to do the job, and he actually does it pretty well. And then it's like we just went through.
So like that's not his story to be like the absent king,
just to be like up and dipped, and then or at least not to up and leave with like out somebody without somebody else being in charge. Like, and then we just spent like the last however long of this book with him like off in this alternate dimension that the Mira's mom created. It wasn't real. And now he's back home with his family, which is all he wanted, and he's not spending any time with them. He's just leaving constantly. I don't like it, but whatever. 2. Space Ghost number 11 also came out. David Pepose and Jonathan Lau came out. I talk about Space Ghost every now and again. I think it's a really good book. Like this issue in particular just is really good. I'm going to give a special shout out to David Pepose as well, just because I feel like he's a really great action comic writer. Like, he be putting Space Ghost through it. Like, so currently he is dealing with this villain called the Time Master, who's basically sent him through time, and he's being hunted by these bounty hunters because they just want to kill Space Ghost because he's that guy. And then on the other side of it, Jason Jan, the orphans that he have, they are dealing with the Space Spectre, who is the future version of Jace, who's like going through all this turmoil, and he wears this like suit that's similar to Space Ghost, but it's like this chrome and white and silver type of situation. It's hot. It's really hot. Yeah. And but like while these bounty hunters are like coming after Space Ghost, he's like funny, he's hiding out in this place, and then he's like, you know what? I'm done hiding. And then he just goes on, he starts fighting everybody. He's using his powers, and it's just like, holy crap, he's taking the girls out, blasting, he set up traps, he's got his force field going, he's like ripping off helmets and like punching people down. It's like, this guy is it. Or king. I know that's the thing that the kids say these days. 3.5 out of 5 is what I would give it.
Okay.
Now, the thing that I really wanted to talk about, my like big book of the week, is actually the current Captain America run. So last weekend, I watched Captain America: Winter Soldier again. Excellent movie.
Classic.
Fantastic film. Winter wig, Natasha, she looked great. The chemistry of Sam, Steve, and Nat was like fantastic. That scene where Bucky like first gets them on the highway, and like it's just them all saving each other because he's like shooting down and Natasha's kicking them, and then like Sam's stroking the wheel, and then like Steve's like grab one of me, he knocks the door off, and they're going off on his shield and hitting the street, and then they're on the street saving the people, and they're fighting, and I'm just like, this is team
sliding on doors.
Like, this is dream team right here. I was like living. I was like, oh my God, this is family. So I watched that, and I was just like completely Captain America pilled after, and I was like, let me go back and read my boys. So I started going back and reading like all these Captain America books. Of course, I was doing Sam stuff, Remender, Spencer, Onyebuchi, like the recent things that came back. But then I was going back and reading some Steve stuff. Remember again, like Rule Breaker run, which is like fantastic, and I actually think it might be my favorite Captain America run of all time. But it brought me to the current run. The first 6 issues of Chip Zdarsky and Valerio Schiti's art, Captain America, is on Marvel Unlimited. And I was like, you know what? I'm in a mood. I'm feeling good. Let me read it. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So the series itself, and I will say also that Captain America 11 also did come out this week. Of course, I did not read it. I did get spoiled on something that happened in it already. But now that I've read the first 6 issues of this run, and like I kind of see where things are going, it made me way more excited for the Armageddon event that's about to come up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I'm like ready for it. But let me talk about the book. So it actually starts out giving Steve a little bit of a time reset. So in this book, we're getting 2 different times. We are seeing Steve when he's just been taken out of the ice. He's been found by the Avengers, and he has been frozen for however long, since the 1940s, I think it was. And now he's been out for a week. And everybody is like, oh my gosh, Steve Rogers back. He's doing all these tests. He's trying to get reacclimated. He's working for the government again. Iron Man has approached him to join the Avengers, but he's like, no, that's not what I'm about. Like, I went in as a government man. Like, I'm working for the army. That's what I'm going to keep doing now. On the flip side of that, we are getting this story about this young man named Dave Colton. We see him witnessing the fall of the Twin Towers and joining the army. And like, when he joins the army, he has like really bad asthma, so he actually keeps getting denied, and like they're trying to get him to quit. The people are beating him up. They're telling him he's going to get killed, but he's like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep doing this. Whoa, I'm here. Let's do it. Our stories connect because Latveria, this new nation that people are hearing about, has this leader named Doom, and he's making like a lot of waves with people. He's not rubbing people the right way. Like, we're kind of worried about him. We need to send a team in because he's apparently got some hostages. We see Steve, now fresh from the ice, working with the government. He meets up with the brand new Howling Commandos, and who are they led by? But the new Captain America, Dave Colton, this redhead guy. So it's like, oh, here we go. And so like for the first 5 issues, like we see this team going into Latveria. We see this, they're very like cold to Steve. They're looking at him as like a fossil. They're like, yes, a lot of people respected you. We looked up to you, but like, we don't do things the way you do. You're just a man out of time. And we see Steve kind of like dealing with that a lot throughout the issue. The way he tries to save people, the way he talks to the Howling Commandos. He's like, very chipper. And they're like, we're here to do a job. Like, you're talking about saving people and like, no, we might have to kill some folks. And like, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to move out. And while all of this is going on, we continue to see these flashbacks of Dave, and like as he's been Captain America and as he's been growing and as he's been in the army, he's just been dealing with a lot of like tragic things that have been happening. People who he wanted to save, people who he was close with, people who he was friends with, they're all dying. They're getting killed in these wars. He's seeing needless death happen. There's something that happens where there's like a little boy running, and then another car comes up. It's a car bomb, and it goes off and kills some people. And like one of the soldiers on his team shoots the little boy, and he's like, oh, he was a part of it. Like, we got to get rid of them. We got to make a thing. And so like Dave as Captain America like takes his shield, and he basically like kills the guy because he has like this huge psychotic break. So like all of these things are going on. They're trying to find these hostages. The 2 groups get separated, and when they get separated, who does Steve run into but Doom himself? Now, Steve talked to Reed Richards in one of the earlier issues, and Reed basically gave him the download on Doom and was like, he's not a good guy. So Steve is like, you're this bad guy. Doom loves Steve. He's like, oh, Latveria, you're a hero. He's like, we know what you did. Like, you're great. Steve is like, you're this terrible person. He's like, aren't you a Nazi? Doom is so offended. Doom's like, I would never be a Nazi. I would never be affiliated with Hitler. Like, don't disrespect me like that. He's like,
this is very Doom. Doom like absolutely not. Like
no, he's like this. So he's trying to like show Steve around and be like, Latveria is this good place, and we're giving people free will and do. And Steve was like, I see through what you're doing. You're a bad guy. I know bad guy. They fight. Doom does beat him up a little bit. Again, while this is going on, they find out that like the team that Dave, Captain America's on, they find some of the hostages that are left. They find 2 that are still alive. When they get in there, one of his teammates, one of those Howling Commandos, kills one of the hostages. The mission was never to save the people at all, and they didn't tell Dave. He goes crazy. He starts attacking other people. And so mind you, the hostages is some guy, some scientist guy and his daughter. They kill the guy. The daughter runs. They start trying to chase after the daughter. Dave's absolutely not. He starts attacking them. They're all fighting. He's trying to save the girl. Steve finally gets the upper hand on Doom because Doom had a museum dedicated to Steve and his castle. And after he beat Steve up, Steve raided the costume that he had in there, which was his original Captain America costume. He puts that on. He's talk to some of the Latvian people. He's I'm here because he was about to execute Marius. We're not going to do that. They fight again. During their fight, Steve rips off Doom's mask, and we all know that's really Doom's biggest weakness. And so he's oh, my face. And then Steve is getting the call that they're being overwhelmed by Latvian forces, so he's got to go help the other folks. He runs into Dave, who was just crazy, bloodshot red eyes. He's I keep trying to do good. People keep dying. All I can do is kill everybody. He's I'm going to just kill everybody. Steve's you need to settle down. He's no. So they start fighting. Steve, of course, is getting the upper hand. And one of the Howling Commandos comes out. She's about to shoot him again. But Dave saves him with his shield. But then all the rest of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes and everybody's safe. And Dave has to retire because he is crazy. And one of the things that he's been dealing with in the story is his mom, and how his mom never wanted him to join the army. She never wanted him to leave. She talks about how when he came back, he always so different. So a lot of his story is narrated by a letter that he's writing. And in the letter, he's telling her, he's I don't recognize myself anymore. I'm not the same person. I'm just not me. I just got to leave. And he just leaves. And Steve is left kind of feeling this is the country, this is what we do. I don't want to be a part of this. So he tries to leave the army. Of course, they're no, you can't leave the army. You're government property. We own you. You're going to do whatever we say. Dave also had a bum super soldier serum in him. So that was really what was driving him crazy. They tried it because it also cured his asthma, and the scientists could never get the process right. So a lot of the people who they gave it to died. So then he was affected terribly as well. While Steve is trying to quit and they're calling him property, who walks in but Tony Stark. He was oh, I was here giving you guys the new weapons that I give you all the time. And he was I hear what you're saying about this guy, but I don't think that's good. He's maybe I want to stop using production on the weapons. Steve gets to leave. Tony's I'm going to put you in contact with my friend Iron Man. I think you should join the Avengers. The next few pages, him and talking to Iron Man. Iron Man's oh yeah, Tony called me, told me you were going to come by. It shows him moving to an Avengers mansion, and basically okay, now we're going to help people. First 5 issues, fantastic. Felt it. Loved the kind of time reset that they did. So I guess now, if he's an adult with Colton, Steve technically has now been unfrozen a few years after 9/11.
Right.
So right,
because you said that he was unfrozen in 2000 and he just went
they don't say the year. They just show that he's been unfrozen for a week. When we see him, he's been out of the ice for a week. But the boy Dave Colton is an adult Captain America, and we know that he's been in the army. We've seen him go through the process for the last few years. His mom makes a comment that after he saw the towers fall a few years later, he enlists. So it's it's around that time. So you get a little bit more of a modern version of Steve, being closer to our time, which I thought was really interesting.
That's cool.
The way they did it, tying into Latveria, this mission beforehand that we didn't see, meeting a new Captain America. I'm not gonna lie, it did feel a little Falcon and Winter Soldiery at some points with it, and having this other captain, and was you U.S. agent, but Dave Colton was much more likable, and it was he actually wanted to do good stuff. He was just going crazy. But amazing. And then with issue 6, it starts off the new arc, and that is the one, I don't know if you saw it, but they were advertising it a lot. It had the brand new S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, all the Victor Brand and the Red Widow girl.
I saw the change.
Yeah,
I saw that switch up in real time because originally it was supposed to be a different story.
It was. It had they were other captains, Captain Kingdom and Captain France and all this other stuff like that. And then I don't know what happened, but it switched. And then
it was all of a sudden too. It was They showed all this art.
Like they had the whole cover. Like we had all the designs, and the designs were hot. Like I was into it. Even the Captain Kingdom, I was like, I love it because I was like, they hate Betsy so much. They made another captain, and I need to see that happen. But now they're all gone.
But then, like that, they all changed into something else, and that was like a new Shield.
Yeah, now they're a new Shield run by Nick Fury. Red Widow is a part of it. She's a character that's popped up a lot in a lot of different books, like Winter Guard stuff. She worked with them. She would pop up in Avengers now again. She's kind of portrayed as a villain a lot of times, up to like really bad things. I'm into her. Like we don't really know too much about her. I think she's supposed to be like covered in scars because she always wears a mask and like hood. She's all red, hot girl. And there are some other agents in there, like we talk about them. One of them like really loves Steve, so he's like, I'm here because you're here. I want to fight with you. I want to train with you. Well, the issue actually starts off with Steve is in prison. He got into a bar fight with somebody who was like being rude, and so like Sam and Tony had to come bail him out.
Loving to get into a fight.
Yeah, I mean. I guess
something about them captains, boy. They let a fight. It's something about an American, I guess.
America. Like I don't know what to tell you. So they bail him out, and they basically we are now dealing with also in the present the fallout of One World Under Doom, and there's basically he's gone into hiding, and there's basically a Latverian civil war, and all of the nations are trying to figure out what's going on and how they're going to help and what they're going to do. And so the government wants to send some people in there, but they will have like a human mandate. So at most, they're only going to send like super soldier people and like very minimal enhancements. So they want Steve to go, and he's like kind of, I don't know. He's really like, I've worked for the government before. I've been down this road. I remember my previous mission in Latveria that didn't go over too well when I was doing things. I don't know what I should be doing. He's kind of debating it for a lot of the issue. He's having a conversation with Sharon. It's actually really funny. She's telling him like, we're basically like playing house. The place where we're living, we don't have a lot of furniture. We don't have art. We don't have any of these things. Steve is like, if you want to end it now, just say so. She's like, what? She's like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
She's like, so you want to break up with me? You want to break up?
She's like, no. She's like, I just think like you need something. Like you're clearly like in this space of like no man land. Like stop playing games. You're going to go to Latveria. You're going to help. And this is like where Nick Fury and the people came in because Nick approached him also like, everyone wants to go there. I want to go there. I'm restarting S.H.I.E.L.D. I've got these people. I'm going to keep it small. I'm going to keep it tight. You need to help us. Steve's like, I don't know if I'm going to go with anybody. I guess I'm going to go with Nick and his guys. He trains with them a little bit. He likes them for the most part. He does not trust Red Widow, and I am 100% there with him. I don't know. She's like, oh, she's not loyal to Russia anymore. She's like, they were looking for her. She's changed her ways. She just wants to help. Whatever.
I feel like I've seen her be a villain somewhere. I feel like
she's a villain everywhere.
I've seen her somewhere.
Like, something bad. Like she's a bad person. So whatever. But they're all there. They go to Latveria. They're driving. Truck explodes. Who else is there? Red Hulk. Talking about the United States government is here to help Latveria. And it's like, okay, brother. This is why nobody likes you.
I've recently realized, though, Red Hulk has a lane. And I think that lane is...
Hulk. They get to fight him. Like,
yes, exactly. Like
all people ever want to do is fight the Hulk, but you can't always fight the Hulk because the Hulk is supposed to be a good guy. But now you got a Red Hulk who's actually a bad guy, so all we got to do is fight the Hulk.
There you go.
Like... And that's what they're about to do right now. They're about to fight the Hulk. But nonetheless, the issue was great. Like, the art has been amazing. Skeety's art is fantastic. Zdarsky, his voice for Steve is really good. Again, the time reset, I think, has been amazing. It reminds me that I really do like Zdarsky as a writer. And like I said, everything that he's been building here, it really is making me more excited for Armageddon because I feel like we're getting a lot of the fallout of what's going to be happening. I'm excited to read the rest of the issues as they drop on Marvel Unlimited and get caught up with the issue that came out this week. That was Captain America 11. I'm also just going to spoil it for the people right now. Hold on, I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Steve died. So... Yeah, he was. It was like in this
Drama.
he died, and so like that's also kind of what's getting me excited for Armageddon. Because I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago, I told you that I saw a panel with Sam and Wolverine together, and I was
Yes,
like,
and
oh, I
yes.
wonder what they're doing together. And I was like, oh, I wonder if they're together because Steve died, and so like now they're like working on trying to like get stuff together. And I was like, oh, that kind of makes me more interested again with also what's going on in this book and like the Latveria Civil War and like Red Hulk and like that. I'm like, oh, it's all coming together. I get it. This is why I should get excited. I see it. I see
Is he
it.
gonna be dead still in Armageddon?
He's not in any of the promo. Sam is.
I wonder. Do people like not know that he's dead?
I don't think so. I mean, when they
Because I feel like that's gonna be a pretty big shock when Armageddon comes out. Like, and they're gonna mention it. Like, oh yeah, Steve is dead. Like, what?
Yeah. And I was like, and it's been funny to me because Sam is in all the promo for Armageddon, and it's been like,
Yeah.
why is he here when Zdarsky's writing the book? And I was like, oh, now I know. Look at that.
That's your answer.
So yeah, like great stuff. Like I'm super into it. I will be following along. I was Captain America pill, like I said, and it's a great pill to be on. I'll be honest. The books are good. The content is excellent. I think if you are not into Captain America, you're missing out on a lot of good stuff. You should read it. Check out this current run. Get ready for Armageddon. It looks like it's going to be the event of the summer.
I'm rather kind of tap into that Armageddon. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm rather get into it.
They're supposed to be introducing some new heroes too. I think he's going to be like more powerful than Sentry or something like that. I don't know. We'll be seeing.
Interesting.
It's a lot going on. Stay tuned. We'll be talking about it.
For sure.
All right.
All right,
That's
y'all.
it. Oh, you can go ahead.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's take this break.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mortal Kombat. Exactly. Welcome back, y'all, to the watch section of the show. And this week we are going to be talking about none other than the sequel to Mortal Kombat. That's right, Mortal Kombat 2. And this was written by Jeremy Slater and directed by Samuel McQuaid. And I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all right off the bat, I am a huge Mortal Kombat fan, so this was definitely already going to be on the list for me to go and see. What is your, like, experience with Mortal Kombat? What's your history with Mortal Kombat? How did you get into it?
Honestly, I can't really remember like how I got into it or when
We can know it.
Yeah. Wow. But I like distinctly remember playing Mortal Kombat and like uppercutting people off the stage and like finish him and just like the graphics being so strange to me because it was like this game but like they were real people at the same time and it was just like the way they were moving and like all the stuff. It was just like, oh, this is like really cool. And then I played with Sub-Zero.
Oh, that was it for you?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. And then the Jax was hot. You know, being young, I was like, hold on, who's that? But no, like
You was at that age, like, huh?
But like, you know, this game and like playing with Sub-Zero, like I was just like, oh, this is really cool. You know, it actually might have just been like in an arcade.
Okay.
And like, I feel like I just, you know, I played it on the console. I mean, I played it in the arcade too, but like I remember
For sure, yeah.
first. But yeah, like that was it. Like the Lin Kuei Sub-Zero, like that was like my thing. And then like as the game just continued to progress and like the stories, and I just followed it and played the characters, and it was just always really cool to me. I always loved the lore and how much they put into it, and like the backstory of all the characters. The designs were always really cool. I think everybody at one point loved the ninja, and
Absolutely.
you know,
Who's your favorite ninja? Is it still Sub-Zero?
Kinda-ish. It's technically Noob Saibot. Who
Really?
Yeah. Like
Is it specifically because you like Beyond, or is it because of anything else?
a little bit of like liking Bihan, and then like the whole just like shadow aspect of it and his moveset that he could do. And so then with like after Noob, then it was Smoke. He was my favorite. And then
Classic.
It was second Sub-Zero, and then it was Reptile, and then it was
Oh, you a
Ermac.
Reptile fan?
Oh yeah, I used to love Reptile. Then it was
Really?
Ermac, and then it was Scorpion, and then it was Tremor, and then there's someone else I'm forgetting. I don't know. Maybe they weren't that important, but yeah, like that was like the thing. But like above all, Noob Saibot was my favorite. Like he just wasn't appearing in all the games. Of course, Sub-Zero was always there, but like he was really great. And then the Lin Kuei as a whole, I just really enjoyed the lore and like the story. Cyrax and Sector. Sorry, actually, I'm taking everything back. Noob Saibot, then Cyrax, then Smoke, then Sub-Zero, then the rest of the list. I always specifically wanted a game with Cyrax in like human form. And I'll never forget. I think was it Mortal Kombat Gold or Mortal Kombat 3D? One of the Mortal Kombats where like they showed that he was like the black Lin Kuei member.
The black one?
Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that is so cool. And then, like, like I always specifically, I was like, oh, they should do a game where like he's just in his human form. And then I'll never forget the game where I was like, he can do it for a little bit, but then it was like never again. And I was like, well, now they should just change him back to human, but he was staying a cyborg.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they try to do that in MK1? I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I skipped that game. I haven't played it yet, and it's kind of free now. I guess I should go back and play it, but
You should go back and play it. It wasn't
I
like
did skip MK1. And I played every game since then, but I
it
don't know.
it was a little weird. It was like it wasn't like bad until they started trying to do like the time travel time stuff. It was like multiverse. Like, okay, like we get it.
Blame in the MCU again. See what happens?
Yeah, definitely. But also, I did see a post. It was funny. It was that scene from the game when Sindel like kills everybody.
MK9.
And-
That was the turning point.
They were literally like every MK game since then has basically been trying to like undo this moment. It was the biggest mistake of the game. Like she killed half the people, and then we spent to get seeing them as revenants. Then we got their kids. Then we had to go do a time reset where the kids are gone, and now everybody's back to being young. And we're trying to like. I'm sorry, like no shade.
That game also was the one that gave everybody all those overly like sexualized outfits. So they've been really trying to like fix everything that happened in that game.
They were doing some drugs when they were making that one. But really quick, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually a fan of the Combat Kids. I kind of think they should have just continued on with them.
I wasn't mad at them. The Cassies and
but Jackie. I guess Jackie was actually the only one I liked. But
Takeda, right?
he was Scorpion's son. Did not like him. And then the boy with the bow and arrow, I definitely did not like him. The only game.
He was gay, bow and arrow boy, right?
Yeah, it was like a little thing, you know. It was like, "Oh, who you like?" He was like, "Oh."
Representation.
And then Cassie, who was like fine. She had good like endings, but Jackie was preferred. So maybe I only like Jackie. But I did like Future Jack's side. Like Daddy Jax, he looked good too.
Daddy Jax did look real good.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't so much that the kids didn't hit. I just don't know if I really cared for all of. I wish I would have gotten more with them before they got to the part of them having kids, you know? It does seem like that's obviously the next step. And I do really like the relationship between Johnny and Sonia as like divorcees who like aren't together anymore. I do like that relationship for them. Damn, maybe I do actually like that timeline.
It was great. I was here for it. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like the people were mad,
Yeah,
but I liked it. I had fun.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Jade being randomly paired up with Kodal.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that was. I mean,
That was very random, but I mean, whatever.
Like,
Some people weren't even being used, so I guess
what else was she doing? Like, sure, girl, get you a shaving man too.
A big Aztec man. no, that's right.
Like, it was fun.
But like my experience with Mortal Kombat, I can't really remember the game that I started with, but it was either Mortal Kombat 1, 2, or 3. I can't remember. But I do remember playing it on Sega Genesis. with my dad, and I vividly remember this conversation I had with my dad where I said I wanted to play it, and he was like, "Before I let you play this, you know that these are not real people." And I was like, "Yes, I know this." He was like, "No, these are not real people. You cannot do these things that these people do, and people cannot do this." And I was like, "Yes, I get that. Play the game, cool." And then later out, my dad told me that he was like, "I just did not want you to like think that this is real. This is a rated R game. Clearly, they are mutilating each other." And he just, from then on out, it was like he was cool with me playing like rated R games and stuff like that. But Mortal Kombat, I remember playing.
She was like, whatever.
I do remember not being very good at it. My dad would always beat me. That was one thing too. My dad was not one to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna let my son win because he's the kid." No, he was very much like, "No, you got to get better than me." I'll never forget the day I won. Oh, baby, it was over, and he wanted to rematch me so bad. I said, "I don't want to play no more." Come on.
Don't you love when that? I'll never forget.
I'm going out the champion.
Yeah, like quick aside, there was this one time I was in college, and you know the girls love playing Call of Duty, and I had never played Call of Duty at this point in time. But it was a bunch of us playing, and there was this one boy who swore he was the king of Call of Duty. He beat everybody. So I was like, you know what? They're like, Keenan, just get in the match. I get in this game. I beat him. He is hot. I'm like, he's like, you gotta play again. I was like, I'm retiring. I'm the king of Call of Duty. It's over. They don't like that.
Now, I will admit, like, okay, so like playing it that young, my favorite character was Sub-Zero, I think, because like, we would say everybody's favorite character there. But I did instantly really like Jade. And now, my dad probably should have realized some things at that point because it was like, I want to play the girl. But Jade is she was really cool to me. I loved her look and the staff. I love a cool staff. But like, my favorite ninjas were Ermac, my favorite ninja. Shouldn't be shocking to anybody.
Telekinetic king. We love it.
Yeah, energy powers. I also really like Smoke. Really big fan of Kenshi.
King.
I don't really know if he counts as like a ninja.
I was
like, you know what I mean?
A ninja because he definitely would have been up in the top 5 if we were. But
right, yeah. But just ninjas, it would definitely be Ermac is for sure my favorite ninja.
I do distinctly remember seeing.
Oh, and Smoke. Really love Smoke.
He's a king too. That was all the Lin Kuei are kings. I'm sorry, I don't know. It's just, there's that group. I don't know what you said. But I do like how you talking about Jade, like really liking Jade. I do remember liking Jade. Like I was like, oh, staff is cool. It's purple. It's fun. She's green. But when I first played with Katana, it was like, oh.
It clicked for you.
It was like, this is like, oh, who's this? Is that fan? I was like, this is kind of cool. I was like, this is hot. She had a little bun going. I was like, the blue, blue is one of my favorite colors. Like, the green is actually one of my favorite colors. But it was like, yeah, I was just like, it was working. And it was funny because I never liked Melina. And, it was like...
But the girls love Melina, but I was never really wanting to like go up for Melina like that. They love Melina.
And I just be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
They just love like a dark evil lady.
Clone. So yeah, but no, playing with Katana, like I still don't think any other female Mortal Kombat character has like hit for me the way Katana has. Like I might still play with a couple other ones every now and again, a Lee Mai, a Natara. I think, yeah, and then I go back to Katana. Like,
only girl I'm playing with is Jay. And for those who aren't watching, I'm wearing a Jay shirt from the movie. She's my favorite girl. I do like really like Katana too. I mess it up with her combos.
And then once I got really good with her too, it was like, oh yeah, no one's ever seen me in this game when I got her. Sorry.
Yeah. I had a friend back in college who was really good at this game. we used to play for hours on MK9, and mostly because he was significantly better than me. I thought I was pretty good, but he was better than I was, and I just hated losing. He really was good with Sindel, so it was a lot of cartwheels, hair flips, and all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna sit here and you're gonna play me until I win, and didn't what generally happened too often.
No. Was there anybody who you really wanted to be good with, but you just couldn't be, or you just like couldn't get into them?
I wanted to be good with Raiden, but like outside of spamming his his like fly across the stage, I'm not that great with Raiden. I wanted to be good with Raiden, but I'm not that great with Raiden. I am good with Fujin.
I was about to say I'm not good with Fujin, and I always wanted to, like let me actually not say that I'm not good with Fujin. I actually think Fujin sucks in the game. Like I think his mechanics.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
I think
it's hard. His buttons are hard.
Awful. And like, but I love Fujin. Like he always looks so good. His wind powers are great when he has his little bow and arrow crossbow. Like and I would pick him sometimes. Like, let me get Fujin a try, and I would be like, yeah, I cannot do this, and it will always upset me because it was like no matter what game he was in, the mechanics always sucked, and I was just like, why is this happening? Could never get into him. And then I think he was really the only one who I like couldn't do. I was never good with Sindel. Like I would have liked to be good with Sindel, but I don't know. I just wasn't. And Rain was.
I always feel like to make her work, you gotta. I like Rain. I do like Rain. He's
like
cool.
when Rain was in the game, it was like, oh, the Prince of Edenia over here.
I kind of really like there are people who want to see Rain and Jade get together, and I'm kind of into that. But anyway, we should get back to the movie. We're talking about this game for a while, yeah. let's get back to the movie. Before going into the movie, did you like the first one? I don't remember if we talked about it on the show.
We did, and I liked it. You didn't. I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't. I rewatched it again, and I still didn't.
I remember not, but I think for me, like, since it had so much to do with, like, the Lin Kuei, like, that scene of them coming in and taking off Scorpion's people, that was hot.
So, like the first 10 minutes?
And then their fight at the end was also fun. I will say that I always think the weakest part was Louis Tane's original character.
Yeah.
And, well...
So that's why you only like the beginning and the end. The middle was all Louis.
There was some other good fights. I like the fight with Jax and whoever ripped his arms off.
Oh, that was Beyond. Is the one who ripped his arms off.
Boom! I was gonna say I remember somebody doing that. There was another.
I just rewatched it before.
There was another fight that I feel like I liked.
Did you?
No. I didn't like, wasn't because Natara, they did a Natara in that movie, didn't they?
They did, yes.
And I did not like her. I do remember that.
She had like maybe 2 scenes. I don't think she spoke at all.
Yeah, I remember not liking that. Maybe it was just the Lin Kuei in Sub-Zero. I mean, he carries. I don't know what to tell you. I like what I
Well, this movie definitely had a lot of things I think that you would have liked in it, considering all of the history that you gave us with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I went into this movie hoping that it would be better than the first, and I will say that I was not disappointed in that. It does suck because I feel like this one should have been where they started. This should have been the first movie, and then they could have gone from here. But now I feel like they did a very good job as far as like trying to fix the issues of the first movie so that they could kind of have a better springboard with their universe going forward from here. Yeah. Because this movie was much better than the first. This movie is a lot of it. They completely took out that whole like Arcana thing from the first one where people would magically have like Mortal Kombat tattoos and like, yeah. The writer just recently came out and said that they will never mention that again. And that it was just something, he said this was something that the fans didn't resonate with, so we just aren't gonna bring it up. Which is for the best. Just move on.
Not everything has to like, you don't gotta make everything so different all the time.
No, you really don't.
The lore is the lore for a reason.
You know, someone recently told me, a very wise person actually said, maybe not very wise. They said to me, the outline is already there. You just gotta color over it. You don't gotta change it. You just gotta color over it.
And pick a different color. Like,
Change the colors up, fine, but like the outline is already there. So like this episode opens with this flashback of Shao Kahn coming in to kill King Jared, and again, it's already like a better lore telling of the Mortal Kombat lore of like the different realms and the Mortal and the combat tournaments and the 10 tournaments that they have, and like the last one, King Jared. Like we're already off to a better start.
it's like, how often do people actually like get to see King Jared? Like, that was cool.
Never. And he had a good fight. Like,
That was hot.
yeah. And he like had a solid fight. I thought it was cool to see the like Mortal Kombat Easter eggs. That was the first moment we see Shao Kahn do his like shoulder check, which was cool. Some of the like framing of the fight was really cool. It looked like a video game. And of course, we unfortunately do see King Jared die. Katana is looking up really sad. She's like, I'm going to be taking revenge soon. How did you feel about like the sets in this movie?
I liked them. They felt like the game. Like I just felt like I was just like watching scenes from the game, which was really cool. And I did like that the fights kind of felt constant. I think that helped a lot with just like moving the story along. We didn't drag too much into places. Like we got in it, they fought, we got the explanation, and then we just kept on moving. And it was like, this is great.
Yes, I like that they keep on moving. And they like that they use dialogue during the fights to just keep the plot of the story moving. Yeah. We instantly see Jade and Katana. They're doing like a practice fight outside. We, boom, set up that they're these really close friends, sisters. And then we see
her giving her the fans.
Like, that's real sisterhood.
Like love, bonding, trust, real friendship. Like, I legit, like, I was like, oh, wow, like, this is beautiful. And, like, even the way like she explained it, she was like, like, I know I've been here, like, how Shao Kahn came into your family, how I came into your life, you could have easily, like, treated me like crap, but you've never done that. And it's just like, why would she do that? She's a good person.
But she was like, but you could have, but you my sister. Like, you know what? I know that, like, supposedly princesses are supposed to just sit around fanning themselves all day, but, like, you're not the fanning type. And she gave them blades. Come on.
Yeah. I was like, this is really, that was a really nice moment for them. Love that.
People in my theater audibly yelled. Like when she got them, like, yes, they were like, woo! Like, I was like, oh my goodness. Just seeing her fans.
The con is coming.
Yeah. So then we see that the Earthrealm champions are going to be gathered up. Raiden is trying to get everybody, tells Sonya Blade to go get Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage has his intro moment, and I got to tell everybody now, this persona that Johnny Cage has works for Johnny Cage. This does not also need to be given to Simon. I know that people saw that Simon Williams Wonder Man is also like an actor, and for some reason that means, oh, he's just like Johnny Cage, and that he should be...
Oh, is that what people think?
A lot of people expected the Wonder Man show to be like a Johnny Cage show.
Like what Johnny Cage would be doing.
What Johnny Cage was giving in this, where he was like, a washed-up actor trying to make it back into sunlight, and he was coming back into the spotlight, and then finding himself... with his powers and all that kind of stuff. But the difference between the two is that Simon is a superhero, and he, like, accepts that. He's not, like, running from it the way that Johnny Cage is. But I did think that this persona works for Johnny Cage. Like, this works for his story. His, like, cheesy fight scene was fun to watch from one of his old movies. Him being at the comic convention, waiting for people to come sign up for him. But the influencers and like TikTokers were the people who all the people were going to go see. That was funny. and you know, a little bit of the reality. When later on we see that Sonya tries to like recruit him, Johnny says that no, I'm not going here, send me back. Johnny was watching like old clips of himself as when he was younger, like in like fighting. That was his son. That was Keith Urban's like son playing the younger him.
Oh,
Which like
cool.
no.
Oh, I think I did actually see a picture of them together, and it was like Carl Urban and his son. And I guess I don't know why I didn't just click that. Oh, this is. Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
You know, nepotism.
Yeah,
Folks.
baby. If I had, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, do what you got to do. Now the tournament is already starting, right? Which again, I love it that we're just rolling right into things. Katana is going to be fighting Johnny Cage, and Sonya is going to be fighting Sindel.
Oh, so clear.
Katana's fight with Johnny Cage. Katana cleared it easily. Like, she does so many cool ass moves. I am not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I love a good action movie. Everybody knows that I love like superheroes and all that kind of stuff. I am the kind of person when they have cool ass moments that will go, woo! Woo! That is me. that is very much me, yes. But I try to keep it in unless some shit is just like really cool. And Katana was just awesome. The one thing that did bother me though was that they used like, I don't even want to call it like a nanotech or whatever. But she put her mask on before fighting Johnny Cage, which she delivered that really cool line. I'm sorry, y'all. I have accepted that I love like corny superhero one-liners.
They're
like,
great.
When Johnny said, "Oh, I don't want to hit a girl," and she was like, "Don't worry, you won't." I love that.
But also,
I love
that you talk about. It was weird because like she put it on just to like take it right back off.
Right.
And it was like, okay.
And then she took it off with her hand. Like,
yeah, and
you
it was
physically.
it was just like, oh, okay, that was weird. But yeah, the line reading was really good as well, and that whole fight was great. She cleared it, as we knew she would.
Yes.
But moving, like, I got to say this really quick because moving to Sindel and Sonya's fight.
That's what we're going to. Yeah. What happened?
I don't know.
Some points were deducted in the movie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sindel didn't deserve that. I was just telling y'all the story about I was getting my ass whooped for hours. Hours on end.
Kill everybody.
Yes.
They said let's
just
rectify
for this. They said we won't be doing that.
No, this is gonna let you know. But this was one of the scenes specifically where I was talking about it feeling like the game and like with the spikes coming out and everything like this. I was like, oh, this feels like a mission or a stage that you would be playing in the game, like in a pit somewhere, or when you would have one of those amplifiers when like a random meteor or something falls out the sky. Like, yeah, of course these spikes are coming up and damaging you as well. But Sonya getting her, I don't know. That was I feel like, but you know, Sindel dies a lot and does has a tendency to come back. So we might see her again.
Yeah. Now that you say that, and I think about this movie, I think that the weakest fighters in this movie were Sindel and Sonya.
Yeah.
Sonya was getting work throughout this entire movie. Now, granted, I will admit, I don't like Sonya. Sorry.
Her MO is to get worked.
Yeah, but she was getting worked bad. Like it was like every other movie she was getting tossed around, and except when she fought Sindel,
and she was settling like that girl.
Yeah, and then even her fight with Sindel, like Sindel just like screamed at her twice, and they were just like kind of running around, like rolling around on the ground. And then she got away with it by just blasting her through the chest. Like there were no real like martial arts or combat in this. She just like blasted her in the chest really well, and then threw her head through a spike.
It wasn't the best one. It felt like they just wanted to get rid of Sindel. They just do it quick.
Yes.
And again, like I said, like she dies a lot, and they do have future movies planned, so I can definitely see her coming back.
Or it felt like they really wanted to use Sindel in this movie because obviously they're doing King Jared and Katana and all that kind of stuff. But it was like either there was no budget for martial arts training or like, extra stunt doubles or something. But there wasn't a lot of fight scenes going on out of Sonya and Sindel. Didn't really like that. Then we see that Katana has been, switching sides and helping the other side, using her little teleporting necklace to help Raiden and everybody. And she tells them that, the tournament is still happening. My friend, my homegirl is going to be in this. Do what you have to, but, like, don't kill her. And then the next fight happens. Jade is going to be fighting Jax. And right before, I think it was at the same time, right? Yes, at the same time, Liu Kang Kung Lao shows up. And
Kung Lao showed up, and then that's when they got teleported out to their fights.
Yes.
It was like on, and then him and Liu Kang was fighting, and the baby.
But let me tell you, when I just talked about me being a woo girl,
that fight. Well, hold on. Before we talk about them, let's talk about Jackson, Jay, real quick.
yes.
First of all,
Yes.
of course, the two black people was going to fight each other. Of course,
I was like, of course.
Of course, they was going to fight each other, but they were both sexy and they both looked good. Jay got some good moves with her staff. Jax did what he needed to do. Really enjoyed that. Even like when he left her alive and she was like, "What are you doing? Why would you do that? Do it." And he's like, "No." Helping her see the light that maybe you're not fighting with the right side. Really good scene for them. How did you feel as a Jade fan watching her?
As a Jade fan, I really did enjoy her fight a lot. I think that she could have done. I wanted to see more with her glaive, but I don't think they gave her that in this movie at all, actually. And maybe some of her other, like, more Adenian moves, that they kind of can do in these movies. But, budget.
We got time for sequels. But yeah.
Exactly. I thought she looked fantastic.
Looked amazing.
I thought she looked amazing. As you can see, she on my shirt. I loved that. And like I said, she did some amazing staff stuff. When she tore that staff around her neck and came to come and get him, hot. That was hot. Even the way, I like the way that it's also like collapsible and stuff. I'm also interested in whatever kind of like secret energy that this thing is made of.
I kept waiting for it to like come out in like a really big way. I thought she was going to do it to Jax. Just like something different.
Not just like at the end when she like unwrapped it.
It was just like
it looked cool.
It did. I was just like, I thought, I don't know. Maybe I'm too superhero pill. Like, I always need an explosion.
Right. Yeah. It did also give a little MacGuffin-y because it was like, oh, we need something to break the to break the amulet. Oh, this was Jade.
Yeah.
But anyway, Kung Lao breaks in. Jax is gone. He ends up like slicing Raiden's neck. Looks really cool.
Kill Raiden.
How did you like the like light show of this?
It was cool. It was the like the colors, the blue, and then like the red that would come on the hat, and then his eyes and the glowing like, and then even when he called his hat to like, and it cut Raiden's throat, and like it showed the light like just beaming out and all that. I was just beautiful, just beautiful.
Looks great.
The fighting was amazing, the choreography, like even Liu Kang, like the fireballs, and I loved how like they weren't treating the fireballs like it's just something like special that he does every now and again. It was like, no, I'm gonna hit you with this. Like,
I can fire. You should fire, whatever.
I should fire. And then even the way that Liu Kang was doing it. How do you feel about the Liu Kang Kung Lao relationship? Were you a fan of it in the games or?
Yes, because I don't necessarily know if he. I don't necessarily. Okay, first of all, I think Kung Lao is awesome. Like, he is honestly, probably, if we're going overall characters in Mortal Kombat, maybe top 3, Jade, Ermac, and Kung Lao for me.
Okay.
Kung Lao was one of the first characters outside of Jade that I tried to learn back in like MK9. And I just like his like flurry of punches and his teleports and stuff. He's really cool. And I do like Liu Kang, but I was never like the Liu Kang like fanboy, whatever. His bicycle kick and stuff was cool and all that stuff. Awesome. But I did like Kung Lao more. Mm-hmm. Their relationship is like being brothers. I think it's fine. I think it's cute.
Well, it's not always brothers. You know, Kung Lao can be a hater sometimes. A lot of times.
I like it. I think they're... I like it.
Somebody in your circle talking on your future.
I like their relationship. This fight, though, I will say, hands down, deserves an Oscar. Like,
I'm with you.
Whatever kind of awards we want to give it, go ahead and give it to them because they were fighting. Also, Liu Kang actor, new face.
You feeling it?
I'm not mad at it. It's just new. It's just new. You know, it's just new. And you know, I feel like that may have been the elephant in the room for some people. I definitely talked about it with my friends when I went to go see the movie. And I was like, you know, dang, he really did get the whole new face. And he was like, yeah, he does look like different. I was like, yeah, it's just different than his old face. It's not bad. It's just different.
Okay.
You know? And he may have been juicing a little bit too. His arms was looking real big. Like
that wouldn't be shocking. Neither of those.
Not at all.
So,
I wonder if he did a lot of his own stunts. I know that he was a martial artist at some point, and I know he did some stuff when he was in Power Rangers. But I don't know for this movie if he did a lot of his own stunts. But it'd be really cool if he did. Like I said, their fight was awesome.
Yeah,
when
one of the best of the entire movie for sure.
That one definitely felt, that whole stage felt like the video game, like the background and just the way they were moving. Yeah. Insane. The fireballs, Liu Kang's like kick with the hat.
Oh yeah,
in the air.
That was high. Yes. And then even like when he came back and like kicked him onto the hat, and I was like, get your brother.
And the first time Kung Lao teleported too,
that was hot. It was a lot of hot. They really like stepped it up with this movie for the hot factor.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Yeah, I feel like they really wanted to go all out for the fights, and for the most part, they did.
Did you?
So after that,
well, go ahead, finish that.
Well, after we see their fight, we jump to Cole fighting Shao Kahn, and I personally feel like a few things happened with this scene. Louis Tan probably was very well aware of the reaction that most fans and audience members had about his character. And they were like, you know what? We're probably going to kill you off this time. And Louis was like, you know,
I get it.
If I am going to die, I get it. Put me up against Shao Kahn. That way you know for a fact.
About it.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like he was like, if you put me up against Shao Kahn, I'll know for a fact that, like, obviously I'm going to die. But I want to go out looking cool. And his fight was kind of cool. Like and I know he's actually a real martial artist. So
what was it?
Time for Blade, yeah.
You know, his lick, it was hot.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's an acid. So like again, another stage from the games, which looked really cool.
And it was like, as soon as I saw them in those acid pits, I was like, oh, he about to get knocked in that acid. That's crazy.
Although I did want an uppercut.
Yes, I was waiting for the uppercut. I was like,
I wanted an uppercut.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I thought was going to happen.
I thought he was going to swing. I thought Shao Kahn was going to swing his hammer with an uppercut and like uppercut him into the...
I thought it was going to. So, like, when I first saw them walking, I thought it was going to be immediate. I was like, oh, they're not even going to give this man, like, a full fight. Like, he's just about to do, like, one quick swing, boom, 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 and knock him into it, acid, and it's going to be done. But he actually got a fight, so I was happy for that.
I'm pretty sure he requested it. It was like, if I got to go out, at least let me fight.
I would have been like, no.
We're going to save the budget for something else. So then Katana comes and tells everybody that we can help y'all get inside of the castle to come and help us, but you guys got to go through the Tarkatan gates. They go meet Baraka, this was a really fun scene where we see Johnny Cage fight Baraka. We also see him do his split nut punch, which I think was a lot of fun. I will say there were a lot of moments where Keith Urban's Australian accent was fighting. It was definitely fighting to come out. But I thought that he was a lot of fun still as Johnny Cage with just a lot of the acting stuff. And I've even seen some interviews recently where the actress who played Sonya says that she hopes that in the next movie that she gets to do the relationship with Johnny Cage, that she wants to do that. Okay. Oh, although I'll pull over for a second and say something, just so I could defend my girl Jade and the actress Tati Gabrielle. The actor who has been Shao Kahn in these movies, right? In this movie specifically, has said in these interviews that he did not watch the first one, and he doesn't know a lot of the MK lore at all. Oh, if this was Jade, who had the same view, they would eat her alive. Yeah. I have not seen any backlash for him about not knowing anything about Mortal Kombat, not even seeing the first movie that you are going to be in. But if this was Jade or Tati coming on and being like, I don't know nothing about it, I'm just going to be Jade, they would eat her alive. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, the world is very unfair to women. That is true.
What a shame. Okay, anyway, back up to the movie. They end up beating Baraka. Baraka helps them come inside of the tunnel, through this separate gate. Shao Kahn and Liu Kang end up having a fight. Liu Kang does this really cool thing with this dragon, and I thought that the CGI here for the fire and these fire dragons looked really, really cool. This entire time, they are trying to basically get the amulet of Shinnok, from Shao Kahn. This is now the second Warner Brothers movie where they used a black actor with robot arms to just sit and pull something apart. And I'm talking about Cyborg in the Justice League movie. And that's basically what Jax did in this movie, was just pry the the amulet open before getting killed. And Jax's entire point in this movie was to be black. There was no story here for him at all. He was literally just there to be the black one.
He was there
that was it.
To die like Sindel.
A shame. I'm assuming that they're probably going to bring him back. Obviously, we see that resurrection is possible, so maybe they'll do a whole Revenant storyline for him. Maybe even bring in Jackie, say she exists already or something. I don't know. Yeah. But we do see Jax die after getting one of his arms ripped off. Sonya being useless again, crawling around on the floor.
Did nothing. Jax!
Jax! That's my partner!
Jax! It sounds like Catherine Whitney.
A mess. Now, Kano has told them that he was going to come and help everybody out because he's I'm going to switch sides. I could let y'all know where he's taking that amulet. They let him know they're going to be going into Outworld. Outworld?
Outworld.
Netherrealm. My fault. So they are going to be going to Netherrealm. While they're in Netherrealm, that is where we start to see even more fights. Before going to Netherrealm, Raiden lets them know that they can't go there without a guide. Now they go and meet up with Scorpion, who is in hell. How do they get there? I don't know. They just kind of show up. I think Raiden teleported them there. I think Raiden teleported them there. Either way, they get there and they think it's this really beautiful garden. Scorpion used the dark hole to change the reality around, and actually they in hell, and things don't look the way that they need to. And he's I don't want to go. I'm fine where I'm at. Kano was oh, well, Bihan's still alive. Remember him? He killed your whole family. And Scorpion is like, oh, you ain't say no other word. Let me put my clothes on right now. We can go handle this. I'll help y'all go there. So they end up getting to Nether Realm, and again having this like fights there with your favorite character, Noob Saibot, which I had a friend ask me how come they didn't say his name as Noob, and I was like, why would they call him that in this movie?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna say that.
Like, they're not.
They're also not just gonna call him Saibot, and it's just like, why would anyone know that? Where would anyone have heard it? Like, he's just the shadow guy right now. And he looked amazing.
Yes.
And he was clear.
So
like,
cool.
His shadow form looked good. Like the way that they did it, his teleporting, like his weapons, like he ate.
The weapons look cool. His fight scenes were awesome with him and Scorpion. The way he like spun that hook around the chain, that was hot.
Like he was looking good. Like, oh, he was clearing it. He could have took everybody out. Plot armor.
I don't know about all of that because Scorpion was clearing it when he did the get over here to both and ripped his ink form out. Hot. That was hot. That was hot. It happened because Hanzo Hasashi.
Hey.
And then we see this final round between Shao Kahn and Katana. And wow.
You know
Simply,
that clip?
wow.
You know that clip of Natalie Nunn where she's like, every time they fail. You would think, hey, let's stop coming after her and let's go after somebody else. That's exactly who she was right there. But I will say also, I think a big part of my enjoyment for this movie was the fact that Quan Chi and Shang Tsung were like the villains behind the scenes. This was for the Deadly Alliance lovers.
Deadly Alliance. Absolutely.
Like,
yes, it was.
this was for those people who like love those villains and just like they killed it. Like they were doing everything you'd expect them to be. They were like evil, they were malicious. The way their powers looked was great. Seeing Shang Tsung fight people were like doing the soul taking move, like
That was really
it
cool.
was fantastic. Like everything was really good about them. Like they really helped elevate this. Like they are the threats. They make the people work. They get the people to do what needs to be done.
Yeah. Those are very fun sorcerers. And they're fun. And you could already see that like they weren't already really trustworthy. Jade and Katana, neither of them trusted
Like
Shang Tsung or Quan Chi. Definitely Quan Chi. They were like, where are you taking the amulet? It's like,
once you just like
we gotta watch you.
I'm lying. You just know he's not telling the truth. Doubling back a little bit, like I did think it was funny when Kano was talking to him. He was like, "Oh, I need a new eye. Like, what's going on?" And then he just made him eye and he just threw it at him on the ground. Like, but
Yeah.
with Katana,
Fantastic
Shao Kahn,
scenes.
that fight cleared it. She ate it. She like worked it. Everything was great. When she pulled her little headband off, I was like, yes.
Yeah, this is for my daddy.
This is the power of the past. Like, this is what you need.
And she was moving that fan around and spinning it. And when she did the spin in his face, that was hot. And her fatality on him at the end.
Yeah. Oh, like
On his head. So cool. And when she did her princess flutter, that fly move.
Yeah, that was
hot.
this was really a Katana. Another reason why the movie was so good, because it was about the doll. Like, it was just a lot of really good things. Like I said, they course corrected. They really gave the feeling of the games. A lot of the fights were great. Like her beating Shao Kahn always feels right. Katana Khan is who she is. Even like when the people started bowing to her, she was like, "No, stand up. We're Adenians. We don't bow.
We do
stand proud."
Yeah.
I was like, exactly. Break the chains.
We do not kneel. And then at the end, what was it? Jay right there, like, all right, sister, listen, I had to follow Shao Kahn because I need to keep my benefits right now. Okay. Okay.
You just got a new health insurance plan, baby. Don't worry. You see,
come on. Exactly.
Right.
She understood. She was like, listen, But she tried to tell her, it's like, you're better than this. You better than this.
She knew because she had to help them in secret. Like, she was like, I didn't tell you for a reason. When she found out, she was like, girl, be calm.
I mean, and also when Katana got chained up in the square by Shao Kahn, and Jade was like, girl, you weren't supposed to, like, not do this. I got to stay, like, again. He cut my check. He paid my check. Like, I got to stay with him. And she was like, you're better than this. What did Jade do? She left her fans sitting right there, like, on her way out. Like,
you know.
Yeah, she knew. I really hope that they bring everybody back that we saw at the end for the sequel. I've seen on the red carpet or at the premiere that the actor who played Baraka, obviously all of the interviewers asked the cast, like, what would you like to see your character do next? Mm-hmm. The Baraka actor said that he hopes that Johnny brings Baraka to Hollywood and he becomes an actor. And I think that would be kind of fun.
That would actually be fun.
And I think it would be great if he actually makes it in Hollywood. Like, it's very easy for him to, like, make it in a different way than Johnny did.
It would be like, what's that girl that makes music? With the Horse Girl.
Horse Girl. Sure.
That would be
and people just like
go with it.
Unironically like it. And like, yeah. Just like, yeah. I think that would be a lot of fun.
That's what everybody wants to see.
I did find it funny that the Sindel actress kind of spoiled her own role because this was, again, the premiere of the movie. And she was asked, like, what would you like to see your character do in the next one? And she was like, I would like to see her use her hair powers. I was like, oh, so she does that in this movie? And no, she did not. So I hope that she actually does in the next one.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And I assume that they are going to get another one because currently
it's doing
the budget
really
for this
well.
movie it's doing solid. The budget was $80 million and it's currently at like 77.
Yeah, and it's like getting really great reviews, a lot of great like audience reception. I think it's definitely gonna. I think the writers have already said like we've got 3, 4, 5 planned. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I think if they keep them going, they could do really well. They don't need to turn these into TV because I don't think TV has the budget for this, you know.
And hopefully they know we don't need to see Chronica yet. No time soon.
No, we don't need no multiverse stuff. No. No.
We got a lot of other people we need to see first. I hope they bring in Kai, Lee May. They need to do Natara again.
I was going to ask, are these the characters you want for sure for them to bring in next?
Yes, Kenshi, Movado.
That would be cool.
I do like the Black Dragon kind. They're kind of dope. But yeah, I think those are my like immediate requests right now that I would like to see. Cyrax, of course, I'd like to see him pop back up if possible. But yeah, those are some of the big ones.
I really, really want to see Ermac for sure in the next one. I would not even be mad if that is how they brought Louis Tan back, because I've heard rumors that he would like to continue with the like franchise. Obviously, but I was like, oh, he could kind of come back as Ermac and just like, you know,
yeah. I mean, he's just
cover his face,
a bunch of souls now. Like,
yeah.
I can see that. Redemption.
But I like to see Ermac. I like to see Rain. I really like to see Smoke.
And Fujin.
Fujin for sure. You know, are there any other girls you'd like to see more of, like a Chameleon or like, like Frost?
I mean, Frost. Yes, I do. Like outside of Lee May and Natara, Frost. Yes, I do like her. Chameleon's fine. Devora, I think she would be a fun villain to see. I mean, my girl's here. Everyone else, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
My girl here. My girl's here. Do you want them to bring back Melina?
No, but I feel like they will.
I actually do. Now, like I said, I'm not a Melina girly, but like, I think bringing her back would be a lot of fun because Jade and Katana have such a sisterly relationship that bringing her back could be fun to kind of like see the whole relationship kind of.
Melina's an important part of the story. Like, I can definitely see you bringing her back, but like I don't. If she don't come back, like I'm not. I'm fine.
We need a Melina Jade fight.
I feel like that won't work out for Jade the way you want it to.
Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it not no fight? Now that's what we're gonna call the plot armor. that's for sure.
Yes, it can be, but I'm just saying.
That's for sure. What would you rate this movie?
Out of 5,
2 ratings that you have to give it.
Like
your fan voting and your movie voting.
Fan, I would give it a 4 out of 5. I really, really enjoyed it. As a critic, I would give it like a 3 out of 5. I feel like, and I only say that because it's obvious they had to like course correct some of the things from like the previous movies, and so it was going to be a little bit like messy in some points. There are also some things I think like Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. I think that would have been like a really good casting a few years ago. Like washed up Johnny is like fine, but like I would think it would be nice to see like a Johnny in his prime, and then like get the Sonya stuff. But again, like whatever, that's just something that is what it is. Did not like the Sindel and how she was handled, and just other little nitpicky things. But like still really enjoyed the movie, but like and thought it was good.
Yeah, I think I actually have a very similar rating. As a fan, definitely a 4 out of 5. We'll be watching it again for sure.
Yeah.
As a film, I would give it a 3 out of 5. I do think that the pacing was fine because I thought that the way that everything kind of rolled was great. But some of the choices in it were not. Again, some of it is like, well, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But again, budgets and whatever. Hopefully, I would like them to at least just get a solid $100 million budget for the next one.
I can see that. I know. Again, this one's not taking off.
Yeah,
going up from here.
Hopefully, it continues to have legs. As these weeks keep going by, we'll definitely see. They definitely will let us know if it flopped or not.
Yeah, they will.
All right, y'all. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Make sure you guys rate and subscribe us wherever you get your podcast. You can stream us anywhere you get your podcast at Another Relaunch. You can watch us on YouTube at Another Relaunch TV. You can find us on most social media platforms at Another Relaunch. You can find me on most social media platforms at Uncanny LZ. Keenan, where can they find you?
You guys know you can find me at Keenan Lance. As always, there's an underscore at the end.
All right, y'all. Let's get up out of here, and we'll catch you next week.
All right. Peace.
Peace.